Flosstube! I'm Jessie. Welcome to my channel, Bobo Jessie Stitches. And this is a channel primarily about cross stitch. Whether you're new or returning, welcome in. Let's sit down, grab a cup. Let's get some stitching done while I talk about my stuff. It's been a while. I missed a month. Oopsies. It wasn't planned. I had not planned on missing a month, but there was a lot of convergence of different things. I was traveling at the end of April, the beginning of May, one personal, which I'll talk about in a little bit, and then one for work. And then I had some slight health stuff that I was dealing with, and nothing bad, just kind of one of those, like, you know, just recovering from some stuff. And then all of a sudden it's the end of May, and I'm like, oh shoot. And then I went on vacation. And so thus now it is Tuesday, June 6th, that I'm finally recording my April and May Flosstube update. It's almost going to be a WIP parade. It's not, but it's pretty close. I'll do my WIP parade as normal in July. But lots of stuff going on. So let's get going. Just some super quick Stitchy related life updates. I went to a retreat at the end of April, which is Stitching Texas, and I'll show you all of my various bits and bobs and things that happen from that. I am planning a Flosstube extra to talk about retreats, and not specifically a review of Stitching Texas per se, but just in general my experiences of going to retreats. But I'm going to wait until after my second one, which is StitchCon, which is I'm going to Weekend B, and so that'll be in another week or so. So there'll be a Flosstube extra about all of that kind of good stuff. And but talking about Stitching Texas in general, my first cross stitch retreat, it was wonderful. I really want to say thank you to all of the people who arranged it, organized it. For me, it was a trip. I drove from Houston to Dallas, and but it was worth the drive. I didn't mind it so much. The only thing that was silly about it was that I went for the retreat, came home for 2 days, and then went back to Dallas for a work conference. But I met some wonderful people. The people I sat at were very nice ladies and welcoming, and I really appreciated it. And so it was a good fun. If you are in the Texas area and are thinking about going to a retreat, I do recommend the Stitching Texas one. It was very nice. They have a Facebook group and that you can join to get more information about 2024. I don't know if the timing remains the same in April that I'll be able to go again. There's that work conference that I mentioned at the beginning of May is always that first week of May. It was really tough. It was really tough for me to go to the retreat, then go and then turn around and have to travel for a work conference. I try to go to that work conference every year. I don't always make it, but because I know that it is a goal to go, I don't know if I'll always go back. But that's okay. I also discovered there's other retreats in Texas. And so, maybe it's worth trying different ones. And so, we'll see how it goes. So that is Stitching Texas. Also, I just came back yesterday. I went up to Boston. I went to college in Boston, and it was my 25th college reunion. Who would have thought that? I mean, I don't know how that happened when I'm only 28. But yeah, it was my 25th college reunion, and so I went up for that. And while I was up there, I got to meet a couple of Flosstube friends. First up is that I went down to North Attleboro, which is in South Massachusetts, just right outside of Rhode Island, and I got to meet Pam of Stitching in the Land of Good Enough and New England Stitch fame. And wonderful. She's so wonderful and so kind, and her store is really, really lovely. If you have a chance to visit her store, please do. Her model stitches are beautiful, and she's got an incredible collection of fabric. Highly recommend Atomic Ranch fabric. It was just a line she carries, not the only line she carries, but a great line. And so it was really great, and so it was really wonderful to get to meet her. And and then we ended up spending a day in Rhode Island, going to Newport, traveling, touring one of those big, like, Gilded Ages homes that is just both, like, but also very beautiful. and so yeah, I got to meet Pam, and we made a pact. We're both going to StitchCon Weekend B. We made a pact about table gifts, because As you will see when I talk about some of the things I received from Stitching Texas a little bit later in my things I got section, there's a lot of pressure around table gifts, and and we both agreed that like gifts are not our love language, and we're kind of stressed out by it. I have floss drops to bring with me to StitchCon, but we kind of made we made a pack, which was going to be, we were going to do useful gifts or floss drops or project cards or something along that line. So maybe a skein, just something where it was like where you don't feel so much pressure. So for anyone coming to StitchCon, we can take the pack with us. We're going to try to change this culture of must bring gifts. Because all I brought to Stitching Texas was snacks, and I felt like, oh, here's my my contribution to our table, and I got so many things. I ended up feeling guilty about it. So pack, StitchCon, weekend B. It's going to make a pack. You can bring floss drops, project cards, something that is a useful thing that people will be able to use, and let's do skeins of floss maybe. That's what I'm gonna putting it out into the world. So, also in the area was Laura of Tussier Stitches, and which she's not going to be there much longer, unfortunately. So I don't know if and when we'll be able to actually meet in person again, but hopefully it's not a one-time deal, and we'll be able to catch up again. But it was really great to have dinner with her, and she came out and met us and did a lot of, figuring out where we could go and things like that, because, well, I did go to school in the area. 25 years is a long time, and I don't know what has changed since I've been there. But, speaking of which, and my love language not being remotely gifts, not expecting this at all, Laura, sorry for crinkles, made me this super cute little gift. And if you've been following her on Flosstube, she's been showing a lot on Instagram. She made me this cute, sweet keychain of Shimanchu rabbit. Sorry, apologies for that. And a miniature version of it. And so I love it. I'm going to treasure it. I want to use it. Like, I actually want to put a key on it, but I'm also worried about damaging it. So we'll see. We'll see what I decide to do with it. Maybe it can go on like the keys that are like spare keys that you need a key holder to make sure you don't lose the key. But thank you so much. What a lovely, kind, and thoughtful gesture. I really appreciate it, and I will treasure it. And so, but yeah, I mean, that's a life update, stitchy content too, meeting some great people. It's also just to say that when you're traveling and vacationing, maybe it's worthwhile to just post on Instagram, wherever you are, just let people know you're going to be in the area. Because there were some other people that I found out afterwards that that follow me, that I follow, that were in the area, and I miss meeting them. And so that was a little bit of a shame. But you always have to have a reason to go back, right? And frankly, it's a reunion. We go every 5 years. I love my university, and I will always take an opportunity to go back. All right. Well, with that, let's get into some stitching. I got a lot of stitching to share with you because, well, I did a lot of stuff in April and in May. There is some overlap between projects between April and May, so I'm going to kind of talk about both months at the same time. So in April, it was like shiny project syndrome, basically. Like, I worked on 11 projects in April. I stitched for a total of 27 days, and I put in 9,535 stitches. And so that was fantastic. I don't remember what was going on. Oh, it was I don't remember. I don't know why. I had so much in April. I slept a lot since then. So that's what I did in April. I had 2 starts and 2 finishes 3 starts and 2 finishes in April that I will show you in just one second. And then for May was a little bit more focus stitching. And then, of course, as you know, I did all that traveling. And so I only stitched for 23 days because of various days where I was not able to stitch. And I put in 8,027 stitches into the month of May. But I worked on 4 projects during the course of that month. So, not too bad when you really only think that it was only 1,000 stitches or 1,500 stitches for 4 days difference. That's, nothing to sneeze at. So first up, I'm going to be looking at my phone because that has all of my information about the projects. So first up is my first start and finish, which was it's a gift, and so I no longer have it. So there's going to be a picture in probably this corner, and of Stitchers Are Going to Stitch. It was a pattern by the Blue Flower. It's a freebie pattern. You can go find it on her website. And this was my small that I made for Stitching Texas Smalls Exchange. And you'll see the back as well. And, so I finished it, has a little pillow. It was my first time finishing a pillow in a very, very long time. So it wasn't great. And thankfully, the person who received it seemed to really loved it, or she was being very kind. But I think it was a very genuine statement of her liking the fabric, liking it. And so I hope that she has a lot of enjoyment from it. And so I am y'all, the Flosstube itchy nose thing it's real. It's a syndrome and it's real. But I ended up stitching it on 32 count linen. It's Ice Blue by Zweigart. And the color conversion was all mine using Forbidden Fiber Co. floss. And if you are interested in what I use, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. I'm happy to share the conversion with you. But just know that if you had gotten Forbidden Fiber Co.'s Downton Abbey box, that it is all of the floss from the Downton Abbey box. And, and so that's basically how the conversion was. And just in case anyone was wondering, it was a total of 1,610 stitches. And I was able to do that in 3 days, total stitching. So that was my first one that was up. The second thing is that this also included in my purchases. I did purchase the Earth Day collective from the Stitchers Collective fundraiser that they did, and I made a contribution to Oceana. I'm not sure you pronounce that. Someone tell me no. And one of the things that I worked on was Arctic Friends. So this is what it's going to look like when it is done. It is a start and it is a finish. So here it is. Now I did this 2/2 with all of the called for floss DMC on 32 count Lugana. This is a very Peri winter by Yummy Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. And super fun, super cute. Is it okay for me to share? I don't have very many viewers. I don't know how many people are coming to StitchCon B. This is my small. I have to figure out how to finish it. I got a week to finish it. I didn't do a great pillow, so I was thinking about just doing a hoop finish, but then I don't know how to make the hoop look pretty. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I decide. But that was another start and finish that I did. Super cute. It's Arctic Friends by Flossy Fox Shop. Man, I'm out of practice. I don't even know how to talk anymore. So, and just in case anyone is wondering about that, I put in 1,401 stitches, and I stitch on that for a total of 6 days. Excuse me, I do my reach so I can put things away as I go, because otherwise all things end up on the floor, and that's not a good thing. All right, now in no particular order, I'm just going to kind of start sharing things that I worked on, and so. All right, so first up is I worked on a Spooky Stroll by Autumn Lane Stitching. I worked on this for 1 day, and I put in 201 stitches. And this is where I am, and this is 32 count Lugana Rainy Day by Atomic Ranch fabric, and basically if all being well, you should see on this corner the previous picture. So I'm going to try to keep everything on this side. And I filled in the body. Basically, I was filling in the body. I am doing a conversion into Forbidden Fiber Co. Floss. Again, if you are interested in any of my conversions, I am happy to share. Just send me a message over on Instagram. I am at bobo_Jessie C. Okay. I might get this one done in June. I don't have, I'll talk about plans at the end, but there is a project on a challenge that I think this project will fit in, and based on the challenge, I might get pretty close to finishing. Okay, and next up, just in my order of my bucket of fabrics over here, is A Tree of Magic by Barbara Anna Designs. I stitched on this for a total of 3 days, and I put in 834 stitches. And basically, as you can tell, I finished the branch, and then I started working over on this branch. So I finished this branch and started moving over into this end. Again, this is one of those projects that I'm kind of just working on. It is a goal to finish in this year because it was a project I started in 2021, and I try to finish all my projects at least within 2 years. So it is a goal, but not actively super working on it right now. This is 2/2 on a kit provided linen with called for DMC. The kit is exclusive to Nitka Moscow. All right. Now next up is In Spring by Bendy Stitches. I worked on this for 1 day and I put in 400 stitches. This is a kit from FanGirl Fibers, so all of this is the FanGirl Fiber kit. Goodness. If I forget anything, it'll be in the show notes below. But this is where I got to, and basically I started filling in the very top of the pomegranate. And it's 2/2 with the FanGirl Fiber Silk, which is, this project is my first time stitching on silk, and I am really enjoying this. I just kind of pick this up whenever it fits a prompt, and and as it goes, right? But again, no particular plans on this particular project. And it's 32 count linen is what that one is on. Okay. All right, and then next up is Here Be Dragons. This is by Modern Folk Embroidery. So this is what it will look like when it is done. And I am stitching this. Everything is from a conversion from Leo and Roxy. The floss is Plum Shadow by Leo and Roxy, and the fabric is also, I believe, from Leo and Roxy. I just don't have the... And here it is. And basically what I have done is worked across here. Actually, no, I don't think this fabric is from Leo and Roxy, because I think the kit was too dark. So this is a different fabric. Again, I'll just put everything down in the show note that I have forgotten. So really enjoying this one. Again, I just kind of pull it out whenever it fits a prompt. But again, did I say 4 days and 914 stitches into Here Be Dragons? Man, I really am out of practice. This is what you get for not doing it. I've been thinking about, as I put things away, I've been thinking about trying to increase my video recordings, right? Like, is it worthwhile for me? I've been doing these little Flosstube extras, which I think kind of fits a little bit, but I don't know if, that is... And now, unfortunately, I don't know if I stitch enough to need more videos than once a month, honestly. But y'all tell me, do you think, when I started, I did every other week. And then I went to a month because it was really difficult to sustain the predictability of the every other week. But I don't know. Y'all want to see me more frequently? All right, next up is Halloween Wreath by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This is the most recent clue that just came out yesterday, so this is what we have to date. But I was still working on 2 clues ago when you, so since you last saw this. Now I worked on Halloween Wreath for 7 days. I put in 1,832 stitches, and I am doing this 2/2 on 32 count Lugana Silver Moon by Yummy Fiberlicious Fibers, and here it is. And basically, as you can see, I just continued working through this part of the clue. I'm going to talk about plans in a minute, but this is where we are. Just 3 more clues, and then we're going to be done. But the plan is to catch up. But again, I'll talk a little bit more about all of that in June plans. By the way, that frog, look at this frog. It's just too much. I even, like, I saw that, I was just squealing with joy. That is such a ridiculously cute frog. And you can't go wrong with, if you're not already a fan of Frosted Pumpkin, why not? So, all right. Now, my next 4 are also the 4 projects I worked on in May. So I worked in both April and in May, but I pretty much exclusively worked on them in May because I was being focused. I was trying to be very focused. So first up is going to be, oh, actually, I only worked on this in May, is Hello Caterpillar by Caterpillar, not Hello Caterpillar, Hello Sunshine by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. And I worked on this for a total of 15 days, and I put in 2,970 stitches into it. This is a kit from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, so everything is 2/2 with the call for DMC on 28 count Lugana. And as you can see, I did quite a bit on this, right? Like pretty much the last time you saw it, I only had this center in between. Again, you're going to see it over on the side in comparison. And, but I've gotten quite a bit done. This is a goal to finish soon as part of my overall 2023 goals. And so, yeah. So there it is. Caterpillar cross stitch is always a lot of fun. And, you know, similar to Frosted Pumpkin. Cutesy. If you don't really like it, why not? All right. Next up is Lunar Princess by, this is a Sal by Sleeping Luna Designs. I worked on this quite a bit. In April, I worked on this for 3 days, and I put in 624 stitches in April. And then in May, I worked on this for 7 days, and I put in 2,019 stitches into it. I am doing this on 32 count Phantom Linen by Picture This Plus. And this is where it is. And pretty much since you last saw it, I finished up, well, you're going to see a picture of it, but I finished up the symbol for Uranus and then Mercury, and I'm continuing over, and I started working on Pluto, and I've also started working on the crescent moon there in the center. And so this is another project that is part of my 2023 overall goals, so there is a focus to try to get this finished this year. Otherwise, I'll call for DMC. I think I mentioned that. So, working on the dark fabric is difficult, I will say. But lighting helps, tension helps, but I don't know if I'll choose to work on dark fabric going forward, I'm just saying. You know, I think that's a shared sentiment by a lot of people. Then next up is also a new start for April, which is Greenhouse of Oddities. The parts are now coming out on a weekly basis, so I'm probably not going to print the clue pages until until I'm going to print the most recent one when I actually film. But I didn't do that, so far I've only been working on the frame. So this is the frame. This is the prologue, basically, to the Greenhouse of Oddities. So the 2 parts have come out. It's all over Instagram so that you can see it. So this is another new start. Let me get all of my information out so that way we can talk about it. I worked on this for 1 day in April for 210 stitches, and then in May I worked on it for 10 days, putting in 2,221 stitches. And I'm doing this 2/2 on Aloe from the Other Side by Yummy Fiberlicious Fibers. And as you can see, this is where it's a new start. So this is everything that I got done. Just the top part of the frame, only black stitching so far. Again, I'll talk about this in June goals, but my goal is to catch up in June. So the hardest part always on these types of things is making sure things match. And I will let you know that everything matched. Woo! When I got to the top and the top of the dome, I was like, oh, thank goodness, right? So hard to count these things and make sure that everything ends up where they're supposed to end up. So I'm really happy with that. But that is my 3rd new start. I'm really excited about that. And then last but not least is Lord Theodore Witherbottom by Forbidden Fiber Co. Here is what he will look like. So he is currently my travel piece, and I worked on him quite a bit. In April, I worked on him for 6 days, and I put in 800 stitches. And in May, I worked on him for 2 days, and I put in 817 stitches. Now, that being said, you are going to see more progress than that because I've worked on it, again, traveling, and I've been traveling. So you're going to basically see some additional stitching that is going to be part of my June stats when I share my June stat updates. But here he is. This is where I got. So basically for what I did in April and in May, I finished his body. I put the body in and I started filling in the white of him. The part that I've done so far in June is the lettering that says Theodore Witherbottom. So you will get all that when you see that next time in terms of the count of the stitch count. But that's why it looks like it's more. He is a goal. He is a goal to finish in June. So yeah, that's it. That's all of my stitching that I have done for the past 2 months. Quite a bit, I would say. So that's nothing to sneeze at is what I say. And, so let's talk a little bit about June plans. And so that way, since I've been talking about it and everything. So, as you may be aware, if you're new, you don't know this, but I am part of Fandom Stitching, Go Team Dwarfs. And if you are not part of the group, it's open all year round. You can join at any time. You can join a team at any time. You can also join and not be part of a team. All of our themes for this year is Lord of the Rings, and so all of our prompts are based on the theme. You don't have to be a fan of Lord of the Rings in order to be participating. It's just the theme. So, but like our prompts are going to be things like stitch on a project with water. So it's just a fun way to be able to move forward and on your project using a particular theme. But we do have watch parties. We watch the movies. We're reading some of the books. So even if you are not already a fan but are curious and want to watch the movies or read the stories and things like that and get points for that. Again, I don't know how much people are driven by points, but if you're just interested in the stories, there are ways to engage in the story either for a first time or as a renewed fan. But come on in, join us. All information in the show notes below. But in June, so in May, they did a typical May thing, right? We don't say the word anymore. At least I don't. I try to be mindful and respectful of words when we do that. But it's mini May, or mono May is how I kind of refer to it. So they did a mini May, so where people did a lot of starts if they wish to start, or they could do a monogamous stitching on a project. And so because of mini May, we now have finished June. So now there's all of these challenges in June to finish projects and to get, for the first time, extra points for that. Typically you get one set of points for a finish, and now you get a finish points for every finish that you complete in June. Now for us, a finish also includes a sal part, and if you're doing a full coverage piece, like a BAP, then it's a page finish. So that is, so it's kind of encouraging people to kind of work on things to get finished. And so with that, my June plans are to work on sals. It's just to work on sals and optimize my my points that I can hopefully contribute to Teen Dwarfs. So my goals are to finish Lord Theo. Hello Sunshine was a sal from Hello Caterpillar, so be working on Hello Sunshine. Go to catch up on Halloween Wreath. I have 3 parts to catch up on that. Catch up on Greenhouse, and finish those parts. And I will, all being well, have a new start for Castle Homecoming by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I have already purchased it, and it's kitted up and ready to go on that. So those are going to be my goals for June. So basically those projects, and then of course if there's something that comes up for a prompt that I need to pull in something else, then I'll work on that. But otherwise, that's going to kind of be my focus for June, is to kind of finish all that. Of course, I am going to StitchCon, and I don't know what I'm going to work on at StitchCon. So, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on there. Okay. All right. Things I got. All right. Take a little minute. Stand up. Do a stretch. Changing topics. I have a lot of stuff. I don't usually purchase a lot of things or get a lot of things, but I went to the retreat and I made some purchases that I typically make, and so let's get down to it. All right. So first up is there's gonna be crinklings. Just forewarnings. There's some plastic that's gonna get undone. So, but I am in a finishing club with Crazy Annie's. This is a finishing club from Lady Doc Creates. Here comes the opening. And basically what you get every other month is all of the things that you can use that are coordinated in color for a finish. So you get a piece of velveteen. So here's the blue here. And then various trims. Maybe I use one of these to finish. Maybe I use this to finish Arctic Friends. So, but you get a couple of charms. So this one is going to be hard to see, but it's a little dragonfly. You get a little heart. And then a little, this looks like a little sun compass dew. And then so here's a blue ribbon. It's a gingham. Can you see it? It's not going to focus. Some twine, and then some little chenille and lavender. Oh, the color's not coming out. And then some little pom-poms that are in pink. I don't know. What do y'all think? Hold on. Let me reach down into the floor. So I tossed everything to the floor. What do you think? I kind of like that. Let's see if I can figure it out. I've never made a pillow with a trim on it. Is this really where I want to try? I don't know. Well, there you go. Just a little trim. Things maybe were meant to be. All right. We'll keep all that together just in case. Just going to stick it on my printer right there. Keep it all together. But that was my first little kit. The whole reason for me doing... Oh, one more little charm here. I got stuck on the packaging, a little flowery do. But one of the reasons why I decided to go ahead and get these finishing kits was in hopes that it would encourage me to finish things, to actually try to finish them in such a way that it's not just sitting in a drawer or framing. So we'll give that a go. I think that will work. What do y'all think? Think it'll work? I think it'll work. All right. So that was the first thing up. I'm going to have a mix in of things I purchased just regularly on my onesies and then things I got at the retreat. There were quite a few renders at Stitching Texas, so just know that everything's going to mix in. I'm going to do my best to kind of talk about who's who and what, you know, type of stuff. So at the retreat, I did a Feeling Lucky bag for 32 count from Be Stitch Me, who was there. And I'm sorry, not Be Stitch Me. I'm so sorry. Under the Sea Fabrics, which by the way hosts a retreat in San Antonio. So this is what I got, and this is called Calypso's Cave. Look at that. Isn't that great? Happy with that. You never know. I always, you know, but I get these Fabric of the Month clubs and I have no idea what I'm going to get. So there you go. So I got that at the retreat. They were a vendor. Then I have my Fabric of the Month fabric. So I get from Coloring Cotton, 32 count Lugana. That is about to change. It is going to be, I'm going to be converting to a 36 count linen beginning this month. So this will be my last Coloring Cotton. And this is Sandcastle. Here you are. Nice neutral. I am actually planning on doing Castle Homecoming on this fabric. I'm going to pause and stop. I had a technical difficulty there. Hopefully this is pretty seamless. All right. Next up, I have two Fabric of the Months from Yummy Fiberlicious. So the first up is April's, which is Eucalyptus Shower. Just beautiful green. Here that is. Let's try a different. Let's see, is that more accurate? That's more accurate. There you go. Let's show it on this tone. Look at that beautiful green there. So Eucalyptus green. And then for May, we get Glowing Dreams. And here that is. Beautiful. You know, I love these fabrics. I think they're so beautiful. But I gotta start finding patterns that work with them. Because I feel like I'm getting a lot of collection of them. And I'm not quite using them. And so a lot of the patterns I pick up kind of need neutrals. It's okay. All right, then I have some project bags. So I always purchase from the 805 Stitcher. So I have a couple of project bags from her. So this is a nice, sweet Halloween one. Because, you know, Halloween 365. And that's the inside vinyl there. And then this one is a mermaid one, which I love. I mean, look at these mer people. And Sunken Ship. And look at that octopus. Isn't that great? And then the inside is Troubled Seas. And so I always recommend the 805 Stitcher bags. I'm going to try to move away from getting vinyl. I'm trying to be a little bit more sustainable, but they're great bags. And vinyl is not a sustainable thing, but, you know, I don't know if Tara watches me, but if you do, I like the fabric ones. Please do that. And then at the retreat, Lucy Beam was there. And so I got this bag from her. So this is a new bag, and I've never used this type of a bag before, but look at that. It's just, you know, the inside came with a little tomato, and it's just a little tie one. And so I'm looking forward to using it. I don't think she makes tons of them, so it's be hard to do this as a collection, but it's about the right size and fits my basket without any real problems, and that's ultimately what matters. All right. Now comes the patterns. So first up, I'm going to show you all the patterns that were given to me at Stitching Texas. And these were from the sponsors of the retreat. And so these were gifts. And so just want to really shout out and really thank the sponsors and the people who donated items for the retreat. It was really very kind of them. And I'm going to let you know that some of these things are not my style. I plan on paying them forward, but I'm going to tease you on that because I'm not going to let you know which ones I'm keeping and which ones I'm passing on, because I'm going to hold on to them and kind of share them throughout the couple of videos. But let's get going on this one. So first up is Mermaid Garden by Tiny Modernist cross stitch. There's a little bit of a glare on that, but so look at that. That's lovely. I think that's a really lovely mermaid. Then second up is from Screen Door Needleworks, Deep in the Heart, a Texas. Let me take this out of the packaging so that way you don't have the reflection. Deep in the Heart of Texas. That's Yellow Rose. Yellow Rose is a thing in Texas. We have a song. Lots of myths around who the Yellow Rose is. The next up is from Annie B's Art Folk. This one's really cute. And it is Time to Bloom. Look at that sheep. Isn't that cute? I'm really into sheep now. Right now. And this one is from Dirty Annie's. Called Redneck. Simple language there. Then we have the Primitive Hare. Ghostly Forest. I think it's really cute. Look at that rabbit. Look at those rabbits. I like this one a lot. And then from Twin Peak Primitives, we have part of the I'll Be Home series. And this is the month of May. Don't know if people are kind of completionists and things like that, but I kind of thought about this as like, well, I don't know if I want to go and find like 12 months worth, especially since I don't know if I really enjoy things like this. But you can always stitch this without the month, right? Like you can just stitch it. And I don't know where you could put in those sheep, but right. Now, those were the gifts. So thank you so much to all of those sponsors. Really, really appreciate that. And then I made purchases. I pretty much purchased from everybody who was there because that's what I do. I feel like I have a strong appreciation for small business owners and people who take the time to do something. So I try to get something from everybody. So I purchased a couple of things. So from Lucy Beam, I got Love and Stitches, which I think was part of her market release this year. And so 24/7. I am planning on doing a color conversion for the lady there to make her look more like me. So isn't that cute? Like cross stitch 24/7. Isn't that the case? Isn't that the dream? And then I purchased from Rovaris, who was also there. I'm going to try to do this with there's a I think there's still going to be a slight glare because it's a photograph. Yeah, it's still going to be a slight glare. There we go. It's a little lopsided, but these are some bee patterns. So Queen Bee, Be Happy. You know, so I thought this was really cute. I actually purchased this as an idea for, these are some, I think some good smalls for in the future. So, but I got that. There was good. There's a charm in there. I want to make sure I didn't lose. I also purchased from Lucy Beam the kit for the pattern exclusive for the retreat. And I really wanted to support the efforts that she made. Sorry, it's a lot of crinkling here. To have an exclusive pattern. And so I went ahead and bought it. And this is called the Pink Spring Flower Kit. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? And then it did everything included in there to finish it. So here's the fabric to stitch on. Looks like some interfacing down here. And then some finishing fabric for the pillow, and then she includes the floss because it's a full kit. So here's the floss, and then some stitch paper, which is also part of the finishing that, as you can see on the back, so how she finished it on the back. So, so really excited to work on this. And thank you for, again, wanted to really support the effort made to do an exclusive pattern for us. And so I also did not leave Stitch New England empty-handed. And so when I do travel and I do find cross-stitch stores in the places that we travel, I do like to pick up pieces that are associated with the area. I try to either look for a local stitcher or a local designer or something else that's a little bit more or about the space or things like that. So that way when I stitch on the piece, I remember my vacation. That's essentially what it is. So I picked up By the Bay Needle Arts, Spring Cove. Again, it's going to be a little bit of reflection because it's a photograph. But look at that. Look at that ship and the bill. I think this is lovely. So By the Bay is not in New England. It's not in Rhode Island, but they are from Maine, according to Pam. So I figured that's okay. I was in New England. And then every time I stitch on this, I'm going to think of Rhode Island. I'm going to think of Massachusetts. And but I really loved it. I love the little sheep on the bottom. And then, of course, you have the birds and the nests and everything. It's a really lovely design. And let me tell you, the model piece that was in shop, really, really nice. Excuse me. All right, just two more patterns to show you. First up is, I am finishing up. We're almost at the end of our steampunk fish line. And so just a couple of more. I'm not sure these are in order. I'm kind of grabbing them. And so, but the first two, but these are almost done. We have one more that is in pre-order. And this is Orville Blackmore. Of course, since I finished Lord Theo, I'm going to continue on in the series. I am missing one, which is Georgiana, I think. Hopefully the pattern will get released, and I'll try to kit it up with everything Forbidden Fiber Co. And then the fabric is 32 count frozen, 32 count linen frozen, all by Forbidden Fiber Co. These sheep make me happy. I'm not gonna lie, they really do. And then the second one that I received is going to be Lavinia Godwin. This one is, she's kind of rebellious looking, isn't she? Look at her. And this fabric for her is Lavender Fields. Again, 32 count Belfast linen. Let's see. Yeah, I actually, thankfully, I put that in order. So it was Orville, and then Lavinia, and then we have one more. And then that will be it. That'll be the story. I actually have a kooky idea on how I'm going to finish these when all of them are done. And that's assuming I can get Georgiana as well. But I have an idea. I'll share that when I get there. So, all right. So those are all of the patterns and things. Now, for notion-y types of things. Now, most of these were gifts or part of the things I received from sponsors, etc. So, but first up, I did purchase a stitching cup. So I got this. I practiced Stitchcraft. It was an order through Facebook for the retreat. I'll put the notes below or somewhere up here the information on where she is, so that way if you wish to order it you can. And then I got a matching keychain for a lip balm holder. So she actually gave that to me. All right, so in terms of purchases, let's talk about purchases, because most of these were things that were things I received. And so from Pam at Stitch New England, I got these counting pins. I don't even know how to complete a drum, but I have these. This is from Poutini. There you go. I thought those were really cute. And this is a needle minder that my husband picked out in the shop while we were there because we have dachshunds. And she says that this is from a local Rhode Island artist. So this is a very bejeweled dachshund needle minder that we're looking forward to using. Okay, so these were, so let's start with the gifts from, for the retreat from sponsors and donors and things like that. So from the Hobby House Needleworks, they gave us this really great tape measure. It's really nice. It's actually really solid and nice. So, so really appreciated that. I have tape measures all over the house. We have like a proper, like, one of those alumini ones, but because I use these for cross stitching, right? Like I really actually have several throughout the place, and I like that it's covered and everything. So this is good. That's a good find for me. The needle minder for Stitching Texas is, the theme was the monarch butterfly. So here is the needle minder that they gave to everybody. So really quite lovely. A nice little memento of the weekend. Okay, and then we have Stitchy Hugs had a gift. I'm going to go ahead and open it so that you can see what it looked like. And the theme is summer. So it's these little Stitchy Hugs and it's little 4th of July kind of flip-floppy kind of things. So now, as you may or may not be aware, I am currently converting all of my floss storage to Stitchy Hugs. I'm not quite done yet. So I really do like these. It's a great way to have your fabric hanging on something where it doesn't put kinks into anything. And so I highly recommend the Stitchy Hugs. So there's that. Then we actually have Fat Quarter Shop gave us a huge gift, which was very nice. Oh, there was like a little snaggy do that was included in one of these things. But Fat Quarter Shop gave us quite a bit. First, so thank you, Kim. 2 journals. We got this cross stitch journal and a quilting journal. 50 project sheets and everything to keep you organized. Now, just real quickly to show you. So that's the project page for cross stitching. It has a place for you to put the pattern name and designer, start, end date, all the information about your fabric and all that stuff. Floss list, time tracker, and notes. So that is what is included in a cross stitch planner. And let's get that closed. And then for the quilting journal, it also has pattern name, designer, made for, start, end date, fabric collection, quilt size, block details, supplies, time tracker, and notes. So that is it for the quilting journal. Okay. They also gave us a magnetic needle case. So this is get to the point. And then here it is, a little magnetic needle case. This is actually really nice as well. I have a little travel needle container, but I would hate to lose that. Like, I'm going to be real. Like, it sits on my little sewing station, and it's where I keep all my needles in it, and when I need it, I'll pull out one. But it would not leave this house. Like, it's a handmade do. So this might be a good thing to have when you're traveling, right? When you need to take needles, but you don't necessarily, if I accidentally lose that, I won't be sad. I mean, I would be sad, but I wouldn't be heartbroken because I know I could replace it, whereas my other one I could not. This one I actually think is a super cute because, as I mentioned, I am trying to move away from the vinyl fronts of cross-stitch patterns, project bags, but then you never know what's in there. And so these are those little tags that you can hook onto it. It's like a baby luggage tag, right? But for your project pattern. And so you can just write what you have, or maybe do a printout of the finished piece on there and, you know, to scale, and then you can add that to your project tag. And so this is a Lori Holt, a Blue Jolly tag. Actually, is it Holt? I don't know. I always assume everything's Lori Holt, but it's not. So, super cute. I like this. This I'm keeping. Just letting y'all know. That I'm keeping. All right. Now is gifts. Y'all. Really, this culture of gift giving at retreats. I appreciate everyone's generosity, but gifts are not my love language. I don't even think it is a love language for me. I don't get it. I like, if you're buying things for me, like if you're my family, like my family knows this about me. I have a list. Buy me from the list. Give me money. Give me an experience. Take me out to dinner. Let's spend time together. My love language is quality time. So for me, those types of gifts have much more value to me because I have memories and things like that, as opposed to like tangential items. But that being said, wow, the level of appreciation of the amount of work and thought that people put into to get gifts for people and bring gifts for people is just extraordinary. So thank you for those of you who do have a love language that's gifts. It's appreciated. So, but this is all the stuff that I got. So first we have a Stitchy theme nail file. Then we got some 2023 charms to add to any projects that you finish in 2023. There's a floss drop that was given out. There's a little skein on there on the back. So a little, not floss drop. This is a thread floss drop holder, right? Oh, come on. You want to show. It's hard with the reflection. It says Stitching Garden on it. So there's that. Someone brought thematic glasses. The monarch butterfly, and it says happiness grows here. Now I don't need glasses, I don't, you know, but I guess this can be something. I'll hold something. And then look at this. This is a little catcher. I guess either a thing to put like something in, but look at that. This is all handmade by someone at my table. I had to have this. Look at that little black sheep, and then that's the inside. She kind of has it that if you have like a little board and it's magnetic, it fits a hook in there. And that's how the people who had it were using it. It had it on their little thing, and they just had like highlighters and stuff like that in there. And I thought this was really cute. I really like that. And then there is one of these, then I got this little do. I haven't opened this yet, but this is one of those little like butler caddy things, handmade by Cheryl. Actually, I think this might have been I won this like in a what's in your purse kind of thing. So there's that. Let's see, is that everything? Yeah, I think that's everything that I got as table gifts. And then from Leopard and Lace. First of all, let me show. I kept this together so I could show you the packaging. Look at this. So this is a cherry pie pincushion. So look at that little packaging and how that's done. I can't open it. I'm going to show it to you. We're seeing this in person, outside the box, together, live on national TV. Not really. So, look at this cute little cherry pie pincushion. Isn't that adorable? And it says, I cherish you. I loved it. So thank you. I was planning on purchasing it, and she ended up giving it to me as a gift, and I really, really appreciate that. I'm going to cherish it always. I don't know if I'm actually going to end up using it as a pincushion because, you know, you don't want to. Sometimes you're just like, I just love it. All right. And then last but not least is my Smalls gift that I received. This is the finale of the Flosstube today. And look at this beautiful pincushion. And she gave me some pins with a little tomato. This is a Christmas pincushion by Modern Folk Embroidery. Isn't this just beautifully made? Here's the back. So not quite a biscornu, like it's not, but it's finished similarly to one. This is just lovely. I mean, I just love it so much. After getting this, I felt really guilty about my small, like the quality of my small. But I really am so grateful for that. Okay. All right. Well, I talked about some of these things might be for y'all. So, good news is I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a couple of things. First of all, I'm going to say this. Any pattern that I give away, it's just because it's not my aesthetic or something I wouldn't choose to stitch, or maybe I've already stitched it and I'm passing it on. So I don't want anyone who might watch this who may feel anything about this, but it's also things that I know I'm probably just not going to stitch at this point in time. So first up, as a gift for anyone who is interested, I am going to be offering Redneck from Dirty Annie's. I think this would be a really fun gift for somebody who, there's a lot of redneck humor out there. I'm just never going to stitch this. I just don't know anyone who's going to want this, but I think it's a small, it's a 94 by 110. So it'll be a really fun smalls exchange maybe. If you know somebody in your family that would do that. So anyways, if you are interested in receiving this pattern, please write the word red in the comment, and I will mail it to you. I'm happy to send it anywhere in the world if anyone happens to be outside this country who's interested in rednecks. But feel free to let me know about that. Has a bonus, not that I'm sure that, whether or not you are interested in it. This was the gift bag that we got for our retreat. It says, praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. If you would like the redneck pattern, this is a Dirty Annie's bag. If you would like this bag with it, I will add it to the bag. I will add it to the gift. If anyone just wants the bag, just let me know. But I am not going to use this bag. And I would like it to go to somebody who would like it and would enjoy it. Again, happy to mail it anywhere in the world. I am also going to offer as a giveaway the Stitchy Hugs. I love Stitchy Hugs. This is really, truly very genuine. I am paying the love forward. I have all the Stitchy Hugs that I need. And so I really would like people to utilize these. It's a pack of 1, 2, 3. There's 5 of them here. So if you're interested in this and you would like to use this, use the word hug in it in your comment, and then I'll, if only one person wants it, that person gets it. But otherwise, I will do random comment selections for any of this. So those are my 2 giveaways for the month. And, and I'm giving away these now because it's summer. Let's get them out to people in time for the summer. Unless you live in a place where it's currently winter, then you don't need it right away. But again, happy to mail it anywhere in the world. Just be sure that it is something that you can receive. So all that being said, we've all done this before. The normal rules: don't say the word giveaway in your comment. Otherwise, I will have to delete it. You must be at least 18 years old to allow yourself to give me your address. Let's not be all weird here. And all the good stuff that applies. I make no assurances, not sponsored by Facebook, by YouTube, or whatever, right? If anything should get lost, I'm considering these to have 0 monetary value. I will not replace any items that get lost in the mail. Yada, yada, yada. So, but hopefully someone will enjoy those, and that way they don't just sit on a shelf and don't get, and don't get used. I'd like to send them on to you first. That's it. This is like an hour-long video. I had to do a couple of starts and stops, but 2 videos at least that are at 25 minutes plus. So thank you if you've gotten this far and you watched all the way to the end. I appreciate it. Hopefully when the videos come back again at the more regular pace, they won't be as long. But I do appreciate you hanging out with me. If you are coming to StitchCon Weekend B, let me know. Let's meet up. Really looking forward to meeting anyone who may be there. And, I'm going to be in California in December. So if you live in California, South California, San Diego, LA, actually we're going to Disneyland. So that's what we're doing. But otherwise, that's it. So sorry that I missed a month. be a little bit more regular. I'll be back in July to let you know how StitchCon goes. There'll probably be a Flosstube extra maybe between here and there talking about retreats. But until then, wherever you are, I hope you're having a stitchy good time. Take care.